This is not an end,
A brand new show,
but a beginning.
with the same faces you know.
This is the moment when the dawn breaks,
Starting from scratch.
and the curtain goes up.
We're here
This is the dawn of a new era.
to ramble. Welcome to a new era of podcasting. This is Ramblers Unleashed.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to your Saturday Night Delights. Ramblers Unleashed yet again on the air, on YouTube, and our Facebook page, facebook.com/Ramblers Unleashed. It's been a hell of a week. Really has. It's just, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe the loss. It really is. It's been kind of weird to go through this week knowing the news that we know now. First and foremost, let me introduce the Baron and Max Magus. And obviously this is a memorial, our memorial for Shad Gaspard and Hana. I cannot pronounce her last name for the life of me.
Kimura,
thank you. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We want to keep this as light as possible, right? We want to keep this as fun as possible. We're your Saturday Night Light, and we just want to make sure that we keep it fun, but we still get to the issue. You know what I'm saying?
real quick, I don't know if you guys realize this. It didn't hit me until as we were going live. Does anybody know what today is?
The 20th.
Owen Hart. It's Owen.
Owen Hart. Yes,
20
it is.
21st anniverswith of the passing of Owen Hart.
Did anybody catch the dark side of the ring?
I have it on the DVR to watch, but with everything else going on, I figured
spoilers out there if you haven't watched it. Or I mean, it's not really spoilers. Everybody knows the story, I guess. But
yeah,
man.
But they don't know what I mean. A lot of that show, the Hart family is the main draw to the show, and she got a lot of hate for that, man. And you know what? Screw the haters. I don't give a damn what the haters say. You can hate all you want, dude, because the fact of the matter is Owen is gone. It was tragic. It was messed up the way that it went down. And I believe the Owen side. I do. I believe the Hart side.
You know, I don't really know if there's really a side to really ever choose in this matter because either way, the outcome of it is terrible. So to me, I mean, and all the stories, and everybody knows all the three of us, including a couple other people in the past, were wrestling podcast guys. So that's all we initially talked about when we first started our podcasting was ramblers about wrestling, or rambling about wrestling. I'm sorry. So we have a little bit of knowledge about what's going on in wrestling. So years upon years of history of wrestling between the three of us. And no matter what story I hear, I always think, I mean, it's just the tragedy of it happening, obviously. But like, you know, like the legacy that it cannot be, you know what I'm saying? Like the legacy for Owen Hart will not be a part of WWE. To me, that's where I kind of have a different, you know, like kind of like, give him that tribute, give him that Hall of Fame, you know, title or whatever the case may be, for his legacy to live on further. But now it's becoming a political. I'm going to sue this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, and it's just nonsense from everything that we respected towards Owen Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm going to put all my feelings on the entire thing aside, except for this one. The reason that Owen is not in the Hall of Fame is because of Martha.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the only thing I have an issue with. He deserves the honor that comes with that. I know there's a lot of people out there that say, well, the WWE Hall of Fame really isn't that much of an honor. When it's something you dedicated your life to, it is. And he deserves that honor, and I wish she would just let it happen.
Yeah.
I get it, though, man. She's still pretty peeved at Vince and how it happened, and she's peeved at the WWE. And I get it though. You know, I mean, I want Owen in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else in this world, but I just think that I think that it should be her time to put him in the Hall of Fame. So, but if you look at it, if you really think about it, man, Owen's death and Shad Gaspard's death really just, I don't know. There's kind of
both of their deaths involved somebody that they loved.
I was
something.
I was going to say similarity, like the similar. I mean, Owen died because he loved professional wrestling.
Right.
And he wanted to take care of his family, and that's how he wanted to do it. Shad loved his son, and he wanted to protect his son when that riptide came through. You know, he said he told the first responders, "Hey, save my son, man. You know, don't worry about me. Save my kid." And that dude is an absolute hero. A hero. And you know, I got a couple clips that I wanted to play tonight on the show. A couple WWE superstars. Firstly, Undertaker said something about it, and then Triple H said something about it too. And you know, I feel bad for the family, Shad's family, and especially since we've talked to JTG on the show before on Rambling About Wrestling, man. I feel so bad for him. I really just, I really feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's, obviously terrible ways of, going out and, whatever, like the Kobe Bryant situation or whatever.
Oh,
but I mean, this guy was like 6 foot. I can't give you the exact height. I'm guessing on this 6'5", 6'7", maybe. I'm not sure. But like 300 pounds of pure muscle. So it's just mind-boggling if you think about it. I mean, obviously we know the ocean is stronger than probably anything, but just a big guy like that being able to, go, die that way is just crazy to me. And
he was 6'6".
6'6". So, that was pretty close. What, about 300 pounds?
285.
Wow,
that's a big guy.
It's a very big guy,
very strong, and it just shows you that the ocean is just crazy, man. But
he was a hell of a dude, man.
Yeah,
he was a hell of a dude, and from all the stories that I've heard, he was just that honest, sincere, good guy. And I wanted to share this too. I just found this on the internet on TMZ. Shad Gaspard's moving memorial at Venice Beach. It was updated about 11 hours ago. He was honored yesterday during a sunset memorial at the site where he died. His wife invited lots of friends and family, along with many of his fans, or some of his many fans, rather, to pay homage where the beloved star drowned last weekend. So, it goes on here to say that Shad was universally liked, genuinely good man who died a hero. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And that's a good article from TMZ, to be honest, because a lot of TMZ stuff usually is kind of questionable, but that's a good article.
And from people that are not even wrestling fans or in that genre that even care for wrestling, like it's just a sad situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it no matter who the celebrity is there, it's just, absolute tragedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys remember when we had JTG on, I told him the story of my favorite Crime Time moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember what that was? Because I'm going to tell it again for those that didn't see us then.
Tell it again.
So Raw came to Denver, and Regal was the Raw GM at the time.
Mm-hmm.
On this particular night, Vince McMahon fired him from the Raw GM position. Prime Time raided his office, and they came out, and they're going around ringside, and they have his belongings, like that portrait of Queen Elizabeth that he had hanging up in his office.
Yeah.
And they were going around selling his stuff to the fans. And honestly, that was it was one of my favorite moments with Crime Time. It took place here in Denver, and it was just a lot of fun.
yeah, you know, away from the ring, man. Shad was such a good person, and I wish we got him on the show to you know, to have a conversation with him, because JTG talking to him was so down to earth, and I felt like he got that from Shad. You know, I felt like he and Shad were, and you can see it out of all the videos that they have. You know, you go to YouTube and you just type in Shad Gaspard, and you'll see videos of he and JTG just having fun together, being friends, man. That's what they were, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just a sad situation. And then Hana Kimura, what a terrible, terrible situation.
Yeah. We had an entire show, what, 2 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
That we dedicated to mental illness, you know, prevention, and we talked about it, had people on, and it's terrible, dude. I mean, and it's still to this day. I mean, how do you talk about it? What do you do? You know, it's crazy.
First off, what you do is you say fuck bullies. That's what you do. Yeah. That's what you do, man. And you know, secondly, you reach out. You ask them, you call them, you ask them, hey, are you okay? You call them, you make sure you check up on them, dude. You check up on your friends, you know?
Yeah.
I actually have a couple of things to say about this, because you guys know how I feel about bullies, despite the fact that I have played one. But I do want to read something Rob Risen tweeted in regards to the unfortunate passing of Hana Kimura. Consider this. Could you imagine how she would feel right now, seeing all of this love and support? The complete opposite of what she was seeing right before she couldn't take life any further. Mm-hmm. Be better, be kind, always.
You know, this all. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, I was going to say, and I'm not going to have it. While that's a beautiful message and I support it 100%, I'm not going to have that take away from what I typed up about this. Hana's death is such a tragedy; it didn't have to happen. You assholes out there can't just be nice to your fellow humans. How shitty of you! Just because you have no dick to speak doesn't mean you should go and treat someone the way you treated Hana. Oh, and for you women that were involved, that jealousy runs deep with you. This is what your jealousy led to. If you feel the need to cyberbully someone, please, for the love of all that is holy, come see me. You know my Twitter handle. You know my name. Come find me. Try to cyberbully me. My boys, Dizzy and Baron, along with myself, we got you covered. So to summarize, if you feel like cyberbullying someone, come to us. We'll remind you how small of a human being you are. We'll step on you like the bugs you are. Try me.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, Hana, am I pronouncing her name right? Correctly?
I think I think Hana, but I could be wrong.
I think it's Hana.
It's Hana. It's Hana.
Okay, so Hana.
Yeah.
This all started. I saw a video released by a news source, and it was the actual video of what led to the cyberbullying. And it was, if I understand correctly, because I watched it, but you know me, I can get shit wrong. She, you know, it was a Japanese Netflix doc. It was like a Netflix type of thing. It was a reality show from Japan, and it was kind of like Big Brother, that type of reality show where people just live in one space and they try to get along, they try to cope with one another. But she made it very clear that she was a wrestler, that she was a professional wrestler, and she was going to New Japan for Wrestle Kingdom 14, and she was trying to get her suit ready, her outfit ready, right? Her tights. And she put her tights in the washer, and she washed them, and I guess she left them in there, and some other guy came along, and I guess he either washed them again and then dried them, or just put everything in the dryer and dried them. And it completely, I mean, her suit's spandex, you know, so it completely ruined her suit. It faded it. And the suit, I mean, look, tights are not cheap, you know, they're expensive, especially a woman's tights. mean, you can attest to that, Max. I mean, it was $1,000. She said,
right.
Have you seen tights? How high of tights of a price have you seen for tights?
It depends on how much you really want on your tights. Rude's tights were, I think, about $800 to get those the images on them that he did.
Yeah,
I mean Ravishing, not Robert.
Right. Yeah. So it just goes to show that the amount of money that they spend on these tights just goes to show their love of this industry, And she was upset at the guy for putting her tights or pretty much ruining her tights. And that episode aired on Netflix, and it spawned a bunch of hatred from people on Twitter. I mean, they just lit Hana up, and that's what you got. And she tragically passed away. And
yeah, it's that stereotypical bullying of non-wrestling fans to the wrestling fans of well, they're just tights. You can right. How that it's just wrestling. That right. kind of mentality.
Oh, wrestling's fake. And,
yeah, I mean, not even going down that path. Just how people that don't watch wrestling or don't understand it portray it.
Well, that's their mentality, though.
And this poor girl is only 22 years old, and I mean, she was. I don't know. Probably if during this time it aired, she was probably not making. Or I mean, like the coronavirus stuff wasn't happening, so she probably had a little more money. But over time, especially with the COVID-19, where these independent wrestlers are not making much money. I know she wrestled with We Are Stardom, or the ladies wrestling division, and that's a lower tier kind of promotion in Japan, I believe. So, I still don't believe they would make much money there. So especially with all that going on and them not being able to get independent booking and just having mental illness and all that going through your mind, is just, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So I am on elucha.com right now.
Okay.
And I am looking at a 4-piece wrestling set, tights, knee pads, kick pads, and a belt. This set that comes with a pre-designed logo on it is $199.99.
Okay.
That's not a custom set. That doesn't include, in fact, this set doesn't have any kind of top to it. It's not a singlet. It doesn't have your custom design on it. And for a female, you have to pay for the top, the bottom, the kick pads, the knee pads, the boots, the belt. You have to pay for all of that. So it's going to be more than, so it's going to be more than this $200. And when you're starting out, it's not easy to get tights this nice. That's part of the reason early on you'll see a lot of people in the indies that are wearing shorts and stuff like that in the ring.
Yeah. It's just I watched the video of it was all in Japanese, but it was dubbed, right? It had the subtitles on the bottom, and I watched it. And I thought, look, we're wrestling fans. We started a podcast for wrestling because we were fans. And we know how serious wrestlers take this. You go down to Alton, Illinois, and you talk to Wrestling Over Everything. You talk to the WOE guys, and they'll tell you, look, this is what we love to do. This is not a hobby for us. This is our passion. This is what drives us. You go to somewhere like Ring of Honor and you say, hey, how much do you love this? And they'll tell you how much they love wrestling, And I thought, as I was watching this video and I knew what people were bullying Hana for, I thought, how petty of these people to pick on someone. It's like if they bought a new hoodie, right? If they bought a brand new spanking new hoodie, it was like $200, and they bought it and they put it in the washer, and their little brother comes along and they wash a hoodie and then they put it in the dryer and it shrinks or it disintegrates or something like that. How mad would you be? How mad would you be? Or if it was a a brand new car and your friend came along and said, look, I gotta go somewhere. I need to borrow your car. You know, I got a job interview. Can I borrow your car? They borrow your car and they wreck it. How mad would you be? You know, you have, there's just so many other things that I could tell you that you would be mad for the way that Hana felt. The way Hana felt was like if that little brother of yours ruined your hoodie, your brand new hoodie. Hana felt the way that you would if your friend borrowed your car and then wrecked it. Brand spanking new. I'm talking it had 2 miles on it, 10 miles on it. It was brand spanking new to you. You're going to build your credit and it was going to be nice. And then your friend wrecked it. That's how Hana felt. That's how she felt, man. That this guy, it was probably an accident. I don't know. But this guy ruined the suit and he really didn't apologize for it. He didn't really show any emotion for it. And that's what she was trying to get through to him. Is that, look, you're just sitting there staring at me. You're just sitting there staring and you're not saying anything. Say something. Be a man. Say something. And bullies took to social media. They stormed Twitter. They went to her account. They looked up her account and they were keyboard warriors, right? Your keyboard warriors. And I'm talking to every single person out there that bullied this young lady. Every single one of you, and I don't care who you are, every single one of you, you bullied her. You talked trash to her. You said what you said that can't be taken back because guess what? Words hurt. Words hurt. I'm just ashamed of society, man. I really am. I don't know how we got this way to be how we are. You know what I'm saying?
Hours before her death was reported, she tweeted, nearly 100 frank opinions every day. I couldn't deny they hurt me. Die. You are disgusting. You should disappear. I believed these things about myself more than they did. Thank you, Mother, for the gift of life. My whole life I wanted to be loved. Thank you to everyone who supported me. I love you all. I'm sorry for being weak. Her last Instagram story and photo were posted with her cat in a caption in Japanese, translated as follows. I love you, have fun, and live a long time. I'm sorry. I think everybody that messaged her and said, die, you are disgusting, you should disappear, should be culpable in her death.
I don't wish death on anybody. So I'm not going to say, I hope these people die. I am going to say, however, I hope Hana's soul can get some kind of get some kind of revenge against these people and haunt the shit out of them, man. That's what I would do. If somebody were to bully me and send me to the brink of where I felt like I was no good to anybody or anyone, and it was their fault, they made me feel to believe that, and then I did that, I would totally come back and haunt the shit out of them. I would knock stuff off the roof. I would knock stuff off the ceiling. I'll take down your freaking chandelier screw by fucking screw, dude. I will knock over everything. I'll lift your fucking dog up. I don't care. You talk crap to me and then make me feel like trash. That's just bullshit, man. And it's just wrong, dude. And you got me fired up now. You got me fired up. You got to fire it up, Dizzy. Dude.
No, I mean, how can you listen to something like that and not be fired up? Like, it's just, and what's sad is this is not the first time. This is not the first person that has with a mental illness that has killed himself over cyberbullying. It's happened. I mean, it's been happening ever since social media obviously came about. But like, it's happening more and more and more. Wasn't there just a YouTube star that killed himself like 4 or 5 months ago as well? I mean, it's just crazy. It's sad, and it's just people just don't have enough sense.
Look, if you're a bully, if you are a bully, if you get the satisfaction of talking smack to somebody and you feel real big and bad about yourself, I urge you to watch 13 Reasons Why. I urge you to watch that. And I urge you to watch what the young lady went through on that TV show. Yes, it's just a TV show, but guess what? The things that they were doing are real. The things that they did on that TV show may not have happened like that, but it happened. It happened, man. And this is why I cannot stand a bully. I cannot, no. You know, if you've got the mouth, if you want to run at the mouth, you better back that up. That's all I'm saying. If you want to be a bully, that's cool. That's great. Congratulations. But you better back it up, because if you don't, I'm going to whoop your ass. And there's just no other way around it, because I cannot stand a bully. I cannot stand somebody that's going to just run at the mouth, especially behind a keyboard. Come on, bro.
Dizzy, I think Roger Allen Wade said it best in this situation. If you're going to be dumb, you better be tough.
Yeah, that's totally true.
That ain't no kidding, dude. So, I mean, our thoughts and prayers go out to Hana's family and friends, that her real friends that actually loved her, that actually cared about her, that couldn't get to her in time, that wanted to make her feel special, wanted to make her feel that she mattered. And guess what? If you're watching this, Max, hold on a second. If you're watching this and you feel like this, you feel like what Hannah's gone, you're feeling what Hannah's gone through, right? I put the number in the description of this episode. Call. That's all you have to do is call. They're there. They listen. They listen. Trust me. Believe me, they listen. And they'll help you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very sad. So young, 22.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to her and to Shad.
I'm sure that all of us have a story about someone in our life that we couldn't save, no matter how much we wanted to. I knew a guy through pro wrestling. Guy was entertaining. He was probably one of the best young talents at the time, and his career could only go up from there. He made a post on Facebook one night, and this has been a while now. I mean, I've had the time to deal with it, and I wasn't as close to him as some of the other guys from around this area, but he wasn't responding to anybody, not on Facebook, not on Messenger, not via phone. I wish that I was closer to him, because I may have been able to talk to him myself. But listen, I wish he had reached out. If you need to reach out, I'm here. Don't listen to the haters. Come to me if you're feeling that bleak. You know where to find me. I mean, I'm not hard to find.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm busy sometimes, but I can chat in between doing the things I got to do. Come to me. I will talk to you. I promise.
And the thing about it is, too, it goes both ways. Go to them. Hey, are you feeling okay? Are you doing all right?
You don't always see the signs, though, and that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the hard part.
Everybody
about it,
needs to learn the signs. Everybody needs to learn the signs, though, man. Everybody. Look at Robin Williams. He was, and I mean, you look at Chester Bennington too. They both had the same signs that show, and there are different types. I'm not saying anything like that, but that there's one, But what I'm saying is, Robin Williams was such a comedic genius, and he was just always on cue. Every time he was out and about, he was always on cue. I mean, he could turn it on and turn it off as he pleased. And you look at Chester, Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. He could turn it on and off too, man. He could turn it on and off, and and then all of a sudden they go home, and they're in their heads, and they do what they do, So yeah, I wanted to play I found a couple pieces of audio that I wanted to play tonight, because the WWE has, I guess, reached out to other news branches and stuff like TMZ Sports and talked about Shad and how good of a person he was. And I wanted to share what Triple H, the first piece of audio that I have, I wanted to share what Triple H had to say about Shad.
This Shad Gaspard thing was so sad. Triple H. Anything you think you guys will do anything to honor him? Maybe before Raw or something.
Yeah, we did. Obviously this was all happening in real time. Wednesday night we put something beginning of the show. I'm sure we'll be doing something on SmackDown. And he was such a great guy. Shad is one of those guys that everybody loved. Steph and I saw him maybe 6 months ago. We were at Fox for a meeting, and he's just coming out of the lobby. We were coming in the lobby, and we probably stood there for 20 minutes talking. He's just the greatest guy. So nice, and finding success in all these other things he was doing in Hollywood and everything else. And, and with the circumstances around all of this, and, his son, which thank God he is okay. But, knowing that he said, "Save my son," and it was the last thing he did, man, that's all you need to know about the guy. He was just a great human being, and it's tragic. And my thoughts and prayers are everyone's here to his wife and his kids and just the family. Man, it's tragic. Even as it was happening that day, and you're just holding out hope.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know. Maybe you got picked up by a boat, or you're just hanging on anything that please don't let this be true. And as illogical as it is, and unfortunately it was. Yeah, it's just again tragic.
And that's one thing I think a lot of us were feeling is when we heard the news, I was desperately clinging to my phone, saying, "Man, let the Coast Guard find him. Let the Coast Guard find him. Please let the Coast Guard find him. We can't do another loss in 2020." And I think a lot of people were feeling that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to bring this up too, because just to show you how good of a person Shad really was. Do you remember when he stopped an armed robbery from happening in progress?
I do remember that. Yeah, I watched that clip actually. As the news was coming out here, just kind of looking at that clip, because I remember that clip from the past, and I had watched it again. And yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. Sook said his friend Ryan passed away a few years ago.
Sorry, I did not mean to lie. I just read the name and then it just shook my hairy nuts. I believe that is Samson. I played video games with him.
Samson, okay.
And then Johnson Samson.
Okay.
I believe his name is.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank my hairy nuts. I'm sorry to hear about your friend Ryan.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening, really. But Shad. We actually covered this on an episode of Ramblin'. Shad in Florida, I believe. It was either Florida or California, I don't know. But
Florida,
he stopped an armed robbery. Here's Shad talking about that.
You're a guy who stopped an armed robbery that was going down. Why don't you tell us, what happened? How'd you get yourself in this crazy situation, bro?
Honestly, I was thirsty, and I just wanted something to drink. So me and my tag partner, Jay, we left the wrestling show with another wrestler, and we're looking for a gas station to get something to drink, like some iced tea. And so when we get to the gas station, I walk in and there's a convenient clerk and there's another girl. So I'm by the coolers looking at the drinks, and a guy comes from the back and he goes, "Yo, buy me a beer." I go, "My man, that's kind of disrespectful. There's a better way to come at it. You come at me correct, I'll get you something to drink. I got no problems for you, man." He goes, "What the say to me?" huh? And I go, I said, you come at me correct. He goes, yo, man. He goes up, he lifts his shirt up, and he grabs a gun. And so he pulls the gun out, and he's like, what you want to do, man? And my instinct is, if I see danger, I don't try to go away. I didn't want to get shot in the back, so I went towards him, and I was like, honestly, the first thing I thought was, I don't want him to hurt anybody else. Wow. Like my thought process wasn't of me being safe. My thought process was he has a gun and there's other people. I don't want to hurt anybody else. And I'd rather try to stop somebody and other people get away than get shot in the back for running like a coward.
So what happens then when you're approaching the guy with the gun? What happens next?
I mean, well, at first I was like, he had the gun and he's like trying to like flex, and I was like, what you want to do? And he goes, you need to get out of here, man. I'm about to rob this place. And I go, what's to me? I was like, nah. He put the gun back in his waistband, and when he did, I started approaching him. I rushed him. I just grabbed the gun and I pulled it out. And when I pulled it out, I turned my back and I'm cocking the gun, but a bullet's not flying out because there's no bullet and there's no clip. It's harmless. Wow. So I take the gun to the register and I try to give the clerk. He puts his hands up. He doesn't want it. The girl, she's panicking. He's coming behind me yelling and screaming. So I turn to him and I'm like, yelling at him. He's not listening. So then I grab him by the back of the neck and I run his head into the store door. Wow. And then I run him outside and I put him in a rear choke and I throw him up in the air and I get him down on the ground and I get his hands behind his back. Yeah. And I start searching him, see if he has any more weapons. And I'm on top of him. I got my knee in his back. And that's when I looked over at the gun and I was squeezing it so tight because I didn't want to let go of it, right? That I realized I broke the handle of the gun. And so when I looked at it, I saw a silver case in it and I was like, oh, it's an airsoft gun. Wow. Yeah. So I didn't realize until that moment. And by then my tag partner has already come out of the car with the other wrestler. And I'm like, call the cops.
That's crazy.
That's a hell of a story.
That is just insane, dude. I mean, come on. If you don't, if you really didn't know what kind of guy he was, man, that's the kind of guy Shad was. That is just absolutely incredible. He's such a God. I'm going to miss him. And I heard, and Max, I don't know if you heard this, or Baron for that matter. Apparently, Crime Time was in talks with the WWE about a return, and they were going to team them up against another tag team. I can't think of the name of them right now, but they were going to team them up against another tag team, and they were going to put the titles back on Crime Time, the tag team titles.
Probably going to put them against Dawkins and Ford.
I don't know. Let me. You guys talk about the kind of guy Shad was. If that robbery story doesn't just make you understand what kind of guy he was, I mean, that's just cool, man.
Yeah, and Sook was right. It's Street Profits. That's what I was trying to think of too. That would have been who they would probably faced off against.
Street Profits. That's who it was. Yep, that's who it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that video right there, the last one you just played.
Yeah,
it just listening to him talk, you could tell he was an extremely good guy.
Yeah, that's so cool of him. He didn't have to do that, man. He didn't have to do that.
Thank you, Sook. Yeah, Street Profits was who I was thinking of.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Street Profits, and they were gonna put them up against them. Crime Time. They were gonna put the tag belts back on Crime Time, which would have been so cool to see Crime Time back on TV. Our friend JTG, it would have been so awesome to see him. And Shad was doing really, really, really good things in Hollywood. He had a couple cameos on TV, and I know he did a Nickelodeon thing. He did a couple of other things too, but that would have been cool to see him on TV again, man, especially on WWE.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That'd have been cool.
I was trying to see. Yeah, okay. He was still wrestling in the independent circuit. Yeah, okay. So they were both wrestling back on the independent circuit. It doesn't tell me where they were at. It must be XWA Extreme Rumble.
Okay.
But they were tag team up until his death with JTG. So
yeah, they were
did not
friends.
know that. Yeah.
they were friends, you know, and that's really cool.
He was in Birds of Prey. Okay.
Yeah. I saw a video from Batista reflecting on his memories with Shad. I saw a couple other videos of Shad, and another one that I wanted to touch on too, that Max, you shared. I want you to share the story that you shared with us today. An anonymous donor, and I think we all know who it is, donated a whole bunch of money to Shad's memorial.
So there is a report. I found it on the 434. I didn't really go anywhere else to get more information on it, because I don't know if I want my opinion of this shattered or if I want it confirmed.
And if it is, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if it is really who we think it is, I just gained a whole new ton of respect for him. Go ahead.
Someone has donated $40,000 to the Shad Gaspard GoFundMe page under the name CTC RIP. For those that do not remember, CTC was Crime Time C Nation, which was the unofficial name for the alliance between Crime Time and John Cena in 2008. There is no further proof, but it is believed Cena is behind the $40,000.
If Cena really is behind 40 grand, that is freaking awesome, dude. That is so cool. And I know that Al Snow, his t-shirt company, Collar and Elbow, they made a shirt in honor of Shad, and it's on sale on their website, and 100% of the profits, I think it's $25. I might order one. 100% of the profits go straight to Shad's family.
Yeah.
That's
out of all the wrestlers, like if we're not saying this is 100% true because we don't, it's anonymous, obviously, but if you were to have a line of wrestlers and you thought of one guy out of all the wrestlers in the world that would be donating money like that for a cause, to help out the family and everything, it would be John Cena. I mean, he's the only guy in the world that has granted over 300 wishes to make a wish foundation. I mean,
and he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Under quarantine, he's still doing it. He's still showing up. He's wearing the proper protective gear, and he's showing up. And here's the thing. I have said for years that you cannot turn Cena heel because of the sheer amount of stuff he does with Make-A-Wish and the charities. Yes, other people do the work and they're heels, but none of them devote the number of hours and have made the number of wishes Cena has. That man can never go heel to maintain his status with Make-A-Wish. For me, there's no doubt in my mind. I truly believe he is the one that made this donation.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that. I will, unless he comes out and said it wasn't me, I will keep believing that.
Yeah. And if it is him, man, oh my God, I've just gained a whole mess of respect for John Cena. That's really cool, And I think that if it remains anonymous to us, I don't care. I think that if anybody should know, obviously it should be Shad's wife and his kid.
I agree.
I think so. I think wholeheartedly that the donor, whoever donated it, if it is John Cena, he should call his wife up and say, hey, I don't want this to go public, but it was me. Let's just keep it.
Well, nobody really needs to truly know. I mean, whoever, they're going to really appreciate that. I mean, leave it a mystery.
Yeah.
I think we all know financially out of all the wrestlers that are
right,
this is probably the most outset. We're not talking about The Rock or Stone Cold or anything like that, but like a current stage of all the movies and everything, John Cena's, it's got a big pocket. Let me just put it that way.
Suk said a few heels have done it. I would say maybe they have anonymously, very, very, very anonymously, because they don't want to. They want to remain a heel. They're a heel under contract, and they got to do what they got to do. Max.
Well, I was gonna say I think he was talking about
he's talking about
doing Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish.
And here's my thing. Yes. And yes, heels have done Make-A-Wish. I said that. The problem is the sheer amount that Cena does. He outshines everybody else on the number of hours put in the course of a year. He has far more wishes than everybody else in the course of a year. Someone that is that much of an ambassador for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, you cannot turn them heel.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's coming from, and see, we can go back to kind of like this social media cyberbullying way. You know, if you're not an AEW fan, you're not a real wrestling fan. You're not a WWE fan. You know, if John Cena doesn't turn heel, I'm never watching wrestling again. Since this man has walked away from wrestling, go back to the very last time that he was on there at a full-time position in wrestling. Since this man has left, these ratings have tanked. Absolutely tanked.
And coronavirus has not helped.
Well, I mean, I don't think obviously there's something going on with TV why people are not watching wrestling during the coronavirus, but
you know, the funny thing is all those haters out there that are fuck Cena, blah, blah, blah. You stopped tuning in when he left. So clearly you liked the guy.
I mean, he could be heel face. It doesn't matter. John Cena is John Cena. I think he could still do Make-A-Wish. I think kids would still love him. I mean, dear God, the kids in the 90s when Stone Cold became Stone Cold Steve Austin 316, I just whooped your ass. Every kid in the entire world became a hillbilly and was ready to drink Budweiser. So I mean,
but the difference is that Stone Cold was an anti-hero. He was the screw your boss guy, and that's not all heels are like that.
Right.
Could you see little kids walking around nowadays if Stone Cold Steve Austin was still big in the WWF or WWE, and little kids walking around drinking a beer, flipping off their mom?
Well, yeah, it happened in the 90s. I lived in trailer court. I've seen it all the time.
Listen. Listen, this is for you, Dizzy. I just want to say one thing. You, my friend, can just choke on these nuts.
Oh no. Oh, look at that, man. Look at that.
My hairy nuts.
Where it is. I need, I'm looking for the button here, and I need Bear Bubba. Here it is. A little late to the show, but there it is.
Wow, he's just go back to John Cena, we like to ramble. In 2014, he was nominated as a Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure Grand Marshal.
Mm-hmm.
That's some big shit right there.
That's some pretty big shoes to fill, man. Really. We were talking earlier about all the wrestlers that have come out and said their piece about Shad Gaspard, and I thought it was really, really cool. And I'm going to play a bit of audio from courtesy of WWE of The Undertaker and Michelle McCool. They reflected on the heroism of Shad Gaspard. Take a listen.
Before we get to the final run of some rapid fire questions that I wanted to ask, I just wanted to get your thoughts real quick on the recent passing of Shad Gaspard and how much it meant to the community.
He was one of the nicest guys. He's just one of those rare gems that it doesn't matter where he was or who he's with. He was always smiling. Everybody has something nice to say about him. He's just, man.
And that's really, in this industry, it's hard to find people like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he was such a, obviously genuine. He was a genuine, a giant man, but just a sweetheart of a man. And
which is clearly evident by his last act,
Mm-hmm. That's that when you talk about heroes and people that you look up to, with just that last act of what he did, just kind of tell you what a great father and human being that he was. It's just so sad, and it's just another example. This year has been so bizarre, Kobe and everything else that's happened, and something like that. 1 minute you're at the beach with your son, enjoying, having a great time, and then something catastrophic like that happens. It's just, you hate seeing bad things happen, but you really hate seeing bad things happen to really good people like that. It's really not fair. And I just, we pray for his family and hope that they'll be able to deal with this and move on and remember, what a wonderful man, he was. And
sure.
That's just
appreciate the kind words. No, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. And I love what Taker said. I love what they both said. That the sacrifice that he made on a day that was just meant for he and his son and his family to just have fun, to unwind, to chill out, to just go nuts. They probably been cooped up in the house, and quarantine, and for something like this to happen on such a nice day as a family, man, I can't imagine it, I can't. So rest in peace to Shad. Rest in peace to Hana. And Agent, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, brother. He said a lot of great people lost this year, and I said on many occasions that Crime Time was one of the best to not win the belts. Absolutely.
So good to see you, Agent.
Absolutely, Agent. Well, you know what? Let's get back on, because most of our shows, honestly, have been nothing about anything but coronavirus.
It wouldn't be an excellent episode.
It would not. It would not be an episode.
Actually, if it wasn't for the positive outlook of this, if it wasn't for COVID-19, which is terrible, absolutely awful, everybody lost their jobs, we would not have brought this podcast back. Dizzy would not have reached out and said, "Hey, guys, you want to do a podcast?" We're like, Dizzy.
That's a great impression of me. That's a good, that was spot on, man.
Listen, that impression's used on almost everybody I know.
Listen, as dumb as Dizzy is, he actually had a brilliant idea. Let's get together and bring some joy to people while they're stuck at home, including Dizzy, because he's stuck at home too.
Yeah.
We are stuck at home.
The quarantine sucks because you don't know how bad I want to drive to Colorado and just give Max a stunner. I just want to give him a stunner. Yeah.
Well, pick me up on the way. That way, when you go to give him a stunner, I can go into one of the dispensaries.
Don't sing it.
You can come to Illinois and do that, bro. You can come to
Illinois. Well, that's true.
I
mean, yeah.
Yeah, but he wants that good Colorado shit.
That old Rocky stuff.
So, I mean, this wouldn't be a show without catching up on coronavirus, but we've got good news. Next week, next Friday, matter of fact, my wife and I are going out. We are going out, and we are going to a place where you get to sit outside. It's right by the river, and people are actually going to be there. We'll actually get to enjoy a hot meal fresh from the oven or the pan or however they cook it. And because I was, we talked about it the other night. Where I went to a restaurant and I got us some food, and I ordered catfish, and she got a New York steak strip sandwich or something like that. Anyway, she got a sandwich, I got fish. And I get back home and we ordered some chips with it too. And these are supposed to be like the crispiest chips ever, right? Get back home, everything's good, and I'm not knocking anybody because it's not their fault, but you get home and you just wait for those crisp chips to hit your mouth, and you just want that crunch, right? And they're just soggy as hell because they sat in the styrofoam container.
Yeah.
And they had the steam, the condensation and stuff. It just sucks. Max, shut up. Shut up.
Well, if you weren't all the way out there, if you move closer, like towards me in Wentzville, where things like populated, and if you want to do DoorDash or
stuff is popping,
or Postmates, whatever you want to do. Actually, I use DoorDash all the time, so don't say fuck it, Max.
Shout out DoorDash.
No, I love DoorDash.
Okay, you like DoorDash.
Shout out DoorDash.
And you would be able to get food right away. Like, we got calzones one day from Sauce on the Side, which is a popular St. Louis place.
I heard about that. Yep.
Oh my God. And it took like not even 10 minutes. We should have just walked up there and got it, but
hey,
who does that?
Right.
And then we got hot shots.
Pandemic. Who cares about that?
Yeah. And then we got hot shots last night, and it took maybe 15 minutes. Food was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, all I could think the entire time Dizzy was crying about his soggy little chips was hashtag first world problems.
Look, if you have ever bit into a soggy chip that you just wanted to be crunchy, you would know my pain.
Oh, I get it.
You really would know my pain.
Oh, I get it.
And you know what, sign guy? You can hold up all the signs you want because I don't give a damn. I really don't. I want a crispy chips. I want crispy chips. I want crispy fries. I like crisp things. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call you sign guy from now on. You shouldn't even
the
talk.
Sign guy.
Max. You shouldn't even talk anymore, Max. You should just be the sign guy from W. You really should, man. You and your stupid
write his thoughts down on his sign and hold it up.
Right. Right. I'm going to bring in a sign. I'm going to start bringing in signs myself.
She needs a magic race board.
Max, you go ahead and hold up your little sign. Hold it up for everybody to see. And I've got the perfect music for it. Okay. Do you want your music bed played, sir? Do you? Huh?
Soup, don't.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so, sir. Go ahead, Baron. You
no,
speak.
Souk my hairy nuts said I want food now, and I said absolutely.
I know, bro. And Agent, thank you so much, man. He said I thank you for the entertainment during these dark times, and that's what we're trying to do, brother. That's all we're trying to do is we're trying to entertain you, really entertain ourselves too. And in the meantime, you know, we look forward to coming in here every Saturday night and just having fun, just talking, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know oh God, who's Joel Gertner?
Bubba.
Who would be Bubba. Big bad Bubba. Bubba could be a good Joel Gertner. He really could.
Okay, now we're on the topic of COVID-19 real quick. Okay, I want to tell you, I don't leave the house at all. Let's see what Sign Guy says here.
First world hold on a minute.
God damn.
I mean, he got it.
The Sign Guy.
Sign Guy. Yeah.
You know, back to COVID-19. I got to tell you, I went out today and I tell you guys every Saturday, I don't leave this fucking house. I don't leave it. I don't need to, don't want to, but I had to today because I had to go get some putty knife or whatever it was. So I went to Home Depot. First, I went to Dollar General.
I like that.
What was that?
What for? Hold on.
We're going to paint the deck. We'd painted the deck, so we had to scrape off the old paint. We got the deck lifted up. You remember we had a nice little bow down, so we got to lift it up. So we had to do painting. I'm like, all right, dude, I got to go find a fucking putty knife. And I went to Dollar General. Dollar General don't have a fucking thing there. So I go to Home Depot. And this fucking parking lot is packed. I mean, hundreds of people there. Hundreds. And not a single, I mean, there was, I would say maybe a couple dozen of people that had masks on. So, and it just baffled me because everybody's like this when you should be like that. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely annoying.
It's so stupid. My wife went to go get Chinese one night, and the Chinese spot had just opened up, right? They've been closed for months, and everybody around here was so sad because this Chinese spot is the only spot that we have for Chinese that's close, but they are so damn good, and everybody was super sad when it closed. They decided to open. The first time they decided to open, they had a line around the block of people waiting to get food. And you should have seen how close they were together, man. They were not 6 foot.
They're just like right next to each other.
I mean, it was like damn near they were humping each other. I mean,
dude, Chinese food. Let me tell you about Chinese food, okay? Crab ragoons.
Preach.
There's nothing better than crab ragoon. And 88 China here in Winslow has the best crab ragoon I have ever had in my entire life.
Have you?
I got to do something. Add me back in just a second.
Okay. So since you're talking about places and stuff, man, the best Chinese buffet would be Green China in Troy, Missouri.
Yeah, so I've ate there before. But they also got one in Warrenton. They got a Green China in Warrenton. I think it's.
See, are they the same though?
I went there. Same? I went there, and it actually way better in Troy. So I think they're probably the similar. Oh, dude, that place is
I have not ate at Troy in so long. I need to go back. But man, I love Green China in Troy. Shout out to
Chinese food's good.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Just search for Ramblers Unleashed, and we'll keep you laughing all through this pandemic, man. Seriously, and for sure, Agent says Bubba holding up signs reminds him of Dawn of the Dead for some reason. Can you enlighten us on that, Baron? Do you know what he means by that? Or would Agent have to go?
I think he has to decipher, but I think I know where he's going.
Because I don't play video games.
It's been a while since I've seen Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I don't play video games, and I hope we don't have any problems with audio with Max and Baron.
we got audio problems.
Can you hear me, Baron?
Oh, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, the only time we have a problem with audio is if I come. Wait.
It's before we go live.
It's before we go live. But if I'm in this call before him, I can't hear him. Every single time. Weird. But if he's in here before me and I join, I can hear him.
This is so
Sign
weird,
guy.
Man. So let's give an update on the coronavirus, right? The pandemic. This is why we are in our houses and staying there for the foreseeable future until our governments decide to open us back up. Over 5 million coronavirus cases, over 300,000 deaths, and over 2 million have recovered.
I know what Agent's talking about now. Didn't mean to cut you off. I remember that scene. He was saying the one scene from the movie with the guy at the gun store writing to the cop on top of the building with the sign. So he's writing him notes across the building because all these zombies have just scattered throughout the entire mall.
Oh, wouldn't it have been funny if it was Sign Guy doing that?
And Max does resemble him in some way, shape, or form.
Oh my gosh. All right. So active cases, over 2 million currently infected patients, right? And this is the number of mild conditions. And this is the number of serious or critical. Closed cases, of which have had an outcome, over 2 million have recovered or they are discharged. And I think we need to give a round of applause for that. 87% of Americans have recovered and discharged, and 98% of Americans are in mild condition.
Yeah,
those are worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
worldwide.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So
you got to go to the United States, I think.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
You can scroll down to the bottom there, and they got that graph. So pick the United
here it
States.
is. Yeah. So,
which is still
over 1 million, and that number scares me right there. Over 1 million. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Over 1 million total cases in the United States. Over 98,000 deaths. Over 400,000 have recovered from this, and we're still over 1 million of active cases.
Oh yeah, I mean it's this. Every week we do this. Every Saturday, everybody on the news is like, "Oh, it's getting so much better. It's getting so much better." And then every time we look at this on a Saturday and see these numbers are worse. They're getting worse. I mean, the worst one is just the deaths. I mean, it's just we're almost at 100,000 in the United States. That's not worldwide. The United States.
And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight myself. 343,000 worldwide, 98,000 of those are here in the U.S. And I just want to say, Ramblers Unleashed, because I know these guys will back me on this. We want to express our condolences to the families affected by this. I know it may not mean much, but each of your family members has had an effect on us. Even if we did not know them, this does affect everybody, and it should affect everybody. For the rest of you, if you are still under stay-at-home orders, please stay home. If you have to go out, wear the mask, wear the recommended gear. As I look towards San Antonio, I'm realizing that the second round is about to restart. So enjoy this time while you can, where we're in between rounds. They have already issued new stay-at-home orders down there.
Yeah. And I think Mexico's getting hit really, really bad now. Which the numbers, obviously, as Mexico, they got a plus 190 deaths.
Trying to find Mexico on this
and
list.
They're starting to just now. This is
Mexico
China,
has what?
obviously,
how many did you say?
They're number 16. They're number 16 on the list.
16 on the list. Okay.
So they have 65,000 cases, 3,000 new cases today.
Wow.
190 deaths today, because this updates daily. This updates minute by minute, basically. And that's the country of Mexico. We have that in the state of Illinois. That's double the state of that number doubles in Illinois. So just imagine everywhere in the United States. That's just Mexico in general. This is a state by state thing here in the United States,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we completely understand that. We really do. That's part of the reason that we are doing this. Please come check us out every week. We're here to try to help you get through that craziness that you're feeling.
And catch up on all the other shows that we've got here on YouTube, and subscribe to our channel and click that little bell icon. That will tell you every time we go live or we're about to go live, and you can hang out with us, man, because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for everybody stuck at home.
Honestly, we're doing this
just for the graph. Go over to total deaths, and then obviously hit that arrow to see it goes from the worst to the least worst, whatever, however you want to say it. And look at United States and look at every other country in the world. That is absolutely freaking insane.
Honestly, Baron and I are doing this for all of you, and because Dizzy's ego just needs to be inflated every once in a while.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we appreciate you checking it out. Sook.
Yeah.
Sook. I love it.
Sook. So, this is why we're doing this. We're doing this because, we want to entertain everybody. We want to entertain you and hopefully keep you sane during this weird time, man. 2020 sucks. And we know it. And
that kills me too, Agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. My friend.
Hey, listen, if we've entertained you, remember to follow us at our social medias. I'm at Max Magus.
Baron.
And I'm at Scumbag Jordan with 3 N's.
I love how you'd say, oh, it's my turn.
I had to think about it while he was saying, what is it? Okay, Scumbag.
What's going on? Wait, where am I? You can also follow the show at Ramblers Pod on Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook at Ramblers Unleashed. And right here on YouTube is where we go live, plus our Facebook page. And click the subscribe button here on YouTube. Click the little bell icon. That'll tell you every time we go live. And watch our past videos, man. Go and watch and enjoy. And I love that this virus can soak my hairy nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love that, man.
I just want to reiterate one more time for all you cyber bullies out there. If you want to come have a chat, at Max Magus. If you didn't know it before, now you do. I'll repeat it for you one more time. At Max Magus. Come find me.
Magius.
Damn right.
Yep. There you go. All right, fellas. I think that's going to wrap things up for us. Rest in peace, Shad. Rest in peace, Hana. And make sure that you stay home, and if you go out, be safe. For the Baron, for from Max Magus. I'm Dizzy. We are gone. Hopefully, as soon as this virus is. You guys have a good night. Be safe. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed. Follow us on Facebook at Ramblers Unleashed. And join us next time for another Ramblers Unleashed.